For the last half-century, an elite organization called the Bilderberg Group has met annually all around the world in total secrecy, behind closed doors and with no official press coverage.
They chose John Edwards.
I have no idea what that is.
If I could just tell you, it's the meeting of the most influential people in the world.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I have no idea what it is, so it's not.
Some of the most notable attendees have been Ben Bernanke, Bill Clinton, Timothy Geithner, Bill Gates, Tony Blair, and Colin Powell. Others include Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, Prince Charles, George Soros, and Alan Greenspan.
Have you guys heard of it, and will you guys cover the Bilderberg Group?
No? Thank you. Next question.
It's in secret locations every year. This year it was in Switzerland.
People are lying to you.
I attended the meeting in Switzerland and covered it. This is Luke Rudkowski in St. Moritz, Switzerland, covering the Bilderberg Group, and things are getting pretty ridiculous here. The U.S., British, and Israeli intelligence protect these elites, and they have teamed up with the Swiss police and military to cordon off this entire area to make sure nobody from the outside gets a glimpse of what's happening inside here. They actually even built a special wall to make sure no photographers document the treasonous individuals who are not only afraid of their shadows, but don't want to be documented coming into this private meeting. Not only did they try to arrest me for filming here, the police have also blocked off an entire public street, set up more walls, arrested 2 people, called in a bomb threat, and are now confiscating people's video cameras. If these banksters, corporate heads, media moguls, heads of state, kings and queens aren't doing anything sinister, why are they protecting this place like Fort Knox? And why are the people here who are trying to find out what's going on being treated like criminals?
And they touch my balls and all that things, you know, really nice.
They can't, it's closed, they said. Yes, I asked why, and they said we can't give any information, that's all we know from the police. And I said we have a hotel room up there, and then they said, yeah, there's nothing he can do.
It's not okay that they close down this route. It's an official route. I called the police, they told me it's official. It's not private. It's illegal what they are doing here. Das ist illegal, tut mir leid, meine Herren. Das ist eine öffentliche Straße.
Being followed by the cops. Or it's probably just random. Most likely random. We were gonna make it look like it's a conspiracy on our YouTube channel. Look how dangerous we are. The cops are following us. Look at this. So, we're still being followed by the cops, which means my first premonitions are correct. I was right.
So what is really going on in these meetings? Well, all weekend I'll be in Chantilly, Virginia, covering the Bilderberg Group. Every year, about 130 of the world's most powerful elite players in banking, mining, oil, food, media, and defense and politics meet in secret behind closed doors without any official press coverage.
By the way, where's the Bilderberg press release? We're waiting for an official statement from the Bilderberg Group, and so far we haven't got it.
There's no press releases, there's no official attendee press release out there, so no one really knows who it is that attends or what they're talking about.
It is violation of federal law, the Logan Act to be specific. You get $10 for the first cop who can tell me what the Logan Act is.
There's an act called the Logan Act, which says that you cannot meet with foreign diplomats without congressional oversight. It says that any citizen of the United States without authority of the U.S. carries on any correspondence or intercourse with a foreign government or any officer or agent thereof with intent to influence the measures or conduct of any foreign government or to defeat the measures of the U.S. shall be fined or imprisoned not more than 3 years. So that's what the majority of people seem to be saying out there, Liz, is that this is that, they think that the State Department has been bought out by lobbyists, foreign diplomats, and corporations, really, who are making the decisions that affect everyone.
When you're discussing foreign policy, you're talking about manipulating the prices of oil, the price of gold. When you're trying to select presidents and prime ministers and these sorts of things, it has to be done in secret, because these are the things that the people are not necessarily for.
Good works are done in light, so what's done in darkness needs to be brought to light, and something like this, like the Bilderberg meeting, should be exposed, and it's up to us, citizen media, to be out here and expose this.
While Bilderberg attendees were questioned by independent journalists about what really goes on there, they completely skirt the issue or even deny having attended in some instances.
What was your business meeting at the Bilderberg meeting, and how come there's no press there? Can you please answer that question, sir?
No, I just want to talk about Bilderberg. You should ask the Bilderberg people.
But you attended the Bilderberg yourself, sir.
I did.
How do you think being a part of the Bohemian Grove and Bilderberg Group has affected you being chairman of the Fed?
Bohemian Grove? I was never a member of the Bohemian Grove.
It says you attended, but the Bilderberg Group? But what happened at the Bilderberg meetings?
I
classify this as being
I think I vaguely recall I went to one. I'm not a member of the Bilderberg Group. I'm not a member of the Bohemian Grove. Those are membership organizations.
Sometimes they just straight up lie. Sometimes they catch themselves in lying, and it's very interesting. It's very telling. I mean, people can make up their own minds. When you see a Bilderberg member being confronted by a journalist about what they did here, the reaction is very telling. Mr. Kissinger, what are you going to be doing at Bilderberg this year in Switzerland?
What am I going to do in
Bilderberg, yeah, in Switzerland this year. What happens there?
Well, a discussion of various topics.
Mr. Kissinger, we're going to go this way.
And what these people say when they're confronted by independent journalists, what was said there, what do you guys do there? They just say, oh, well, we just meet and talk. The problem about that is, when do 130 of the world's most powerful people just get together and just talk and have beers? They talk about policy, and they talk about things that affect the entire world.
Our news organization actually ran into Bill Clinton, and he said you invited him to the 1991 Bilderberg Group meeting.
Yeah, I did.
There's no press coverage. You have international elites in banking, media, corporations, and press meeting in secret. And everybody calls it a conspiracy, and it never happened.
Well, it's not a conspiracy. I've been going since 1969.
What happens then?
We have a discussion. There's an agenda, and we discuss it.
Barack Obama
put our report.
And why is there no press coverage of something so important?
We don't want any press coverage. We don't have to have press coverage.
So the evidence really is the policies that we see after these meetings being implemented. And you just have to look at the people who are involved and what comes out of it. And you saw in 2008 when Obama infamously kind of skirted his press corps, which is with him 24/7, onto another plane and said that he was going to be meeting with Hillary in Virginia.
Robert, why were we not told about this meeting and that the senator wouldn't be on our flight until the doors were shut and we were about to taxi to take off?
Again, we had a desire, Senator Obama had a desire to do some meetings. Others had a desire to meet with him tonight in a private way, and that's what we're doing.
Who made the decision that we were going to leave in a separate plane? Who was the person? Who do we complain to?
That guy looks like me.
Completely unprecedented behavior when the press is supposed to be with you 24/7. So completely tricking his press to go on a separate plane to an undisclosed location in Virginia with Hillary at meetings all weekend. It was pretty obvious that it was Bilderberg, and it came out later that Hillary got this high-level cabinet position just days after.
But it's a consolidation of power when the secret entities between the military, the banking, the corporations, the government, the military meet in secret once a year. The most powerful people in the world, 15 members each year.
Stop it.
Someone was telling me that they went inside the Marriott days before the actual conference, and there was like 120 desks in a circle with their own individual microphones, like a UN meeting. You're telling me that these people don't discuss policy and plan agenda? In their official website, they talk about things that they're going to pursue, how to, talk about the evolution of democracy across the world, cyber terrorism. These things we know there's going to be agenda that comes out of them. What else would they be doing there, and why is it so secret?
The world is simpler. I believe the world is simpler than you think. And the things that you don't like in the world are usually explained by stupidity.
And even Senator Wyden proposed, he's the chair of this trade organization in the Senate, and he's talking about why is Obama not letting us see what you guys are talking about, the negotiations that are happening in the TPP. This is completely secret, and I'm the head of this chair on trade, and you're not even letting me see what it is you guys are discussing with these 200 corporate advisors everywhere from pharmaceuticals to banking.
But we are not smart enough as a society or as an elite to come up with the kinds of conspiracies that can work.
There are leaks, there are moles inside Bilderberg every year that kind of put out things that were talked about, even though they're sworn to secrecy. Media moguls who go there are sworn to secrecy, but things do come out.
We've just gotten this huge data leak from the 1966 meeting, and it's clear, I've been looking over these documents for the past 4 or 5 days now. They were deciding on the future of NATO. They were deciding on how to plan economies. They were deciding what countries and what quotas they'd be able to send their exports. They'd decide how to put strings on developing countries and how to try to control the population.
You know things I know nothing about. I can't disagree with you because you know secrets. What?
Are you curious to go look into the things he's brought up? Why not?
No. I'm way too lazy to do that.
It's really just, I mean, it's just all laid out right in front of you. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the way it is. You can look at who's donating to these people, and that's really who's putting them in office and who they pay favors to.
Mark Dice is ready. He has the tax return that he found of the Bilderberg Group.
$655,000 they were given in 2008.
Wow.
And it lists who gave them what. The Washington Post gives the Bilderberg Group $25,000 in 1 year.
We got Kissinger, Rockefeller,
David Rockefeller, $50 grand, Microsoft, $75 grand. Some of these people I don't know
Wall
who they
Street
are.
Journal,
Jenny Zoline Foundation, $25 grand. Coca-Cola, I mean, really a worthless company.
Yeah, we actually confronted. Yeah.
Only gave them 10 grand in 2008. The Ripplewood Foundation, whoever they are, but they're located in Rockefeller Plaza. One Rockefeller Plaza, whoever the Ripplewood Foundation is, gave them 75 grand. Goldman Sachs, $25,000. You think that Goldman Sachs should offer them a little bit more money than 25 grand?
That's our money.
All right, Charlie, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here today?
Well, I'm here in my capacity as a journalist, covering it for this event for the London Guardian.
I remember you were sent down here, what, like 2 or 3 years ago to Bilderberg for the first time?
Yeah, 2009. And, yeah, so I thought it'd be funny, you know. I said, you know, no one covers this, maybe I should go along and maybe it'll be a laugh. And it turned into an absolute nightmare. And I was just chased, I was hounded out of the Video Meeting. Whoop, there goes Joseph Ackerman of Deutsche Bank.
Is that true?
No.
Is that what it is?
It sounded like it. It's the world's most powerful lobby group. They're so powerful that the politicians come to them. Usually lobby groups meet in the lobby of, you know, government buildings. Right, they're called lobbyists, but this lobby group is so powerful that politicians come to them. This is what we're reduced to. I mean, it's just trying to catch glimpses of people in, you know, hiding behind the Financial Times in the back of their limo, which is, it's not great. You know, we just drove up to the security now and said, can we speak to the you know, we're members of the press, we showed our press cards and said, can we speak to the, can you show us to the press centre? And yeah, no, there's no press centre. Can we speak to you know, someone who could represent the organisation to the press? No, that's not available. They're resolutely failing to nurture any kind of proper and grown-up relationship with the press, which is just kind of lame.
Let's start with the rest of him. Henry Kissinger! Henry Kissinger! Fuck you! Henry Kissinger! Oh my God! Wow.
Can you expand on your quote when you said military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy?
I never said that.
Bob Woodward said you said that.
Bob Woodward never tells.
Nancy, which way do you want
He's the guy who covered Watergate. He's a trusted journalist.
Sweetheart, it doesn't.
You never said that? Your greatest accomplishments have caused a lot of human suffering.
Please, sir.
Do you have any regret or remorse for the human suffering, Mr. Kissinger, that you caused millions of people in Chile and Argentina and East Timor
He's not remorseful at all. He was responsible for some 8 million deaths in Indochina, in Vietnam, South, North, Cambodia, and Laos. He's probably the most prominent unindicted war criminal roaming around today. The overthrow and murder of Salvador Allende in Chile, the Kissinger's prompting of the creation of Operation Condor and Plan Mercurio, which saw people being disappeared and kidnapped from various Latin American countries, leftist activists. He's very arrogant when it comes to his role in history. There's a number of investigations around the world of his war crimes, including in places like Chile. They'd love to get him on the stand. And we see the war bleeding from Afghanistan to Pakistan, just like we saw Kissinger authorize the war to bleed over into Cambodia. And we know the terrible results of that, bringing to power eventually Pol Pot and the Cambodian killing fields.
How do you guys feel knowing you just allowed a war criminal inside the Westfield Marriott?
Do you think that this is America waking up? Is this America fed up? Is this the new media really showing its teeth for the first time? What do you think?
Yes, I do. What I'm most encouraged about is how young people are. I'm 49, and I thought that the younger generation was completely brainwashed, but including my own children. But I'm thankfully finding that that's not the case. So I think we've got a lot of hope. I can't tell you how great it is to be out here with everybody.
All right, if you had one final message to say to everybody out there that may not know what the Bilderberg Group is, why they should be concerned, why these people are out there, what would you tell them?
Oh, I'd say that just about everybody has to know someone in law enforcement or in government, or they're in government or law enforcement themselves, and you need to reach out to those people and let them know that the citizens are concerned for good reason, and that the people in government should be concerned for good reason, because we're all going to go to the guillotine, so to speak, and we all need to stick together and recognize we're Americans first, and we have a rule of law, we have a constitution, and that's what's most important.
Thousands of people were tuned in for 12-hour blocks at a time, thousands of people tuning into Luke's live stream, Alex's live stream. So it really is the new media that you see. People care about this. They want to know what's going on. And it was really amazing to see how many people were really tuned in for so long to see this going on.
Abby, thank you so much for being there and keeping us informed as to what was going on. That was RT correspondent Abby Martin.
Thanks for having me.
Is there some group that we should know what they're doing because they are so influential, and when they enter into private or secret or unwritten agreements among themselves as to what they're going to do to influence politics and influence banking, they in fact do influence politics and banking on the basis of the agreements made at this hotel in Switzerland, Nicole?
Well, possibly, but maybe that's another reason why we just need to shrink the size of government so these people have less influence.
See you at dinner at Boulay. That's where they'll be talking about this, right?
As soon as,
who are they? Who are they?
Well, they're CEOs, they're former CEOs, they're former politicians.
The former chairs of the Fed.
Look,
they're David
There's
Rockefeller.
a few heads of royal families.
Well, yeah, okay, there might be good ideas that come out of this. Why not share knowledge? Okay. Why not build relationships that at some point in time might be able to help you?
Hang on, Nicole. The Queen of Spain, John D. Rockefeller, Google CEO Eric Schmidt, former United States President, which one will be there? Bill Clinton, Ben Bernanke, Tim Geithner, the former chairs of the Federal Reserve. Are you worried about what agreements they might enter into at Bilderberg?
I think it's funny that this is presented as this big capitalist controversy because to me, these people aren't capitalists. So yes, I am worried what they will do. But again, I think A, transparency is good, and then B, we just need to give them less influence.
Transparency good with this crowd? Wouldn't you really like to be there and know what's going on?
Yeah, the only way I'm going to get there is if I get a day rate with the catering staff.
All right, well, put that aside. Put that aside. You are a serious, although self-effacing investigative journalist whom we love to have here.
I would bring a tape recorder if I was on the catering staff.
We would also love to have you there. What do you think they're talking about? What do you think they want to accomplish
by their secret meetings of high-powered people?
I mean, there are a lot of serious issues in terms of free trade, in terms of monetary policy. I mean, there's good stuff for them to talk about. But listen, I'm a reporter first and foremost. Yeah, I'd like to be sneaking in the room, of course.
But just for that reason, I mean, if any of these ideas, these dangerous ideas that are brought back to the United States that want to be put into law, as soon as they're mentioned on the floor of the House or the Senate, we're all going to know about them and we're all going to be up in arms about them.
All right.
So it's not that dangerous. It's just a think tank.
Suppose Google and the Federal Reserve and the Treasury Department and Bill Clinton decide that housing is a civil right, and they come back to the United States and start fomenting that idea all over the place. Is it good that we don't know what they're doing, or is it bad that we don't know what they're doing, Nicole? Why are you guys laughing at that? It's a legitimate question. Go ahead,
No,
Nicole.
it's terrible and it's nefarious, but that's why we have a tripartite system of government, for checks and balances so that these stupid ideas can't make it, can't see the light of day.
That's why we have the judge here to yell, it's unconstitutional every day. So when somebody comes up with that idea, you would say, look, and to Nicole's point, we have checks and balances in place.
All right. Ellis, I'll give you the last word.
Big guys like secrets. It has ever been thus and shall ever be.
Okay. Nicole Neely, Chris Cotter, Ellis Hennigan, ever self-effacing. It's always a pleasure to have you here.